question, what is beauty? We would like to find out about people's perception of beauty. What do you think about beauty, Miss Silk? Is it something that is in the eye of the beholder, or is it just what it is?
I think that beauty can be in the eye of the beholder, but it can also be influenced by other things. So lots of people have an idea of what beauty is, and it can be very different for different people. So for example, skin colour. Those people in the Western world, a large number of them think that getting a suntan makes them more beautiful because they have darker skin. Whereas if you come to Asia, then a large number of people think that light skin makes them beautiful. So it depends on your culture, who is around you, and your experiences as to what you believe beauty to be.
I see. Do you think that what is beautiful can be decided upon opinion?
I think that it can be decided upon opinion, but I think that you can be influenced by many, many different things. So you can be influenced by the media, by the newspapers, by magazines, by the television, by what they say is beauty. But you can be influenced by your families, the people around you. But in the end, you make your own opinion on what beauty is.
So what do you think that beauty is exactly?
I think that beauty is somebody that is confident, that is happy, and that enjoys their life. I think their beauty will shine through that.
What do you think beauty is?
I think it's nature.
And anything more?
Landscapes and animals and the stars at night.
Beauty can mean anything, about any object or a thing, such as a person, a sunset, a food, or anything.
So how would you think as a person as beauty?
Anything. Beautiful eyes, large, nice, colorful eyes, long, beautiful hair, and anything.
And what other objects do you mean beauty?
A nice piece of art, a nice piece of handmade object.
Moving on from the issue of whether beauty is in the eye of the beholder, we would like to talk about what may be considered beautiful. What are your thoughts, Mr. Forrester?
Well, I personally think that almost everything could be considered beauty. It just depends on what perspective you're looking at it from. Pretty much anything could be beautiful. If you look at a nice car, for example, that could be considered beautiful. Even a creature that is not normally seen as beautiful can be seen as beautiful because it exists in the first place. And without having something existing, it wouldn't have any experience or wouldn't experience anything at all. So I think that in itself is beautiful. The fact that a creature may actually experience something. I also think that you can have things that are naturally beautiful, like a beautiful sunset, or things that are already in nature as it is already. But then man can also make things to look quite beautiful as well.
So then there is natural beauty and there is constructed beauty.
Absolutely, there's natural and constructed beauty. Now, one thing that I think that is quite a beautiful design feature in some man-made things are things generally with things that stand out. One of the dictionary definitions of what beauty is an outstanding example of its kind. So, for example, you may have a Skoda next to a very nice car like this. What makes this particularly nice and beautiful to my eyes is the fact that it's well designed and lots of good curves, and it's very ergonomically designed, which means that how it's designed is very comfortable for the human body to use.
Do you have any examples of constructed beauty that you might like to share?
Well, absolutely. We have this design that I just shown here. There's another example of a rather nice curvy car there as well. And here's another example of a well-designed car there as well. So you get the idea that I kind of like curves generally in constructed beauty, but then you can have naturally constructive, curvy beauty there as well.
I think beauty is something that everyone can find. Different people with different tastes can find it in different places. Maybe you see something and you don't think it's beautiful, but to someone else it's the most beautiful thing in the world, and to have that variety is beautiful.
Interesting.
How about you?
Heidi, what do you think beauty is?
Exactly.
In art, I think beauty is when an artist creates a piece, but that's his point of view of beauty. And then people get to judge whether they think it's beautiful or not. And I think the beauty in that is that different people think of beauty as different things. And that's what makes it beautiful.
So it's like your own opinion, right?
Yes.
Interesting. So, Jennifer, what do you think beauty is? Like, and other objects? Oh, no, I meant other topics.
I think beauty is really hard to describe. And that's why we don't actually need to define it. Because everyone has its own beauty.
How do education and economy contribute to our appreciation of beauty?
How does education and economy contribute to our appreciation of beauty? Well, I don't think you necessarily need to have money or an education to appreciate beauty. So beauty is found in the smallest of things that are free to everybody, and it can also be found in huge big buildings and structures and very expensive things. Depends on what you place your value of beauty on. So you do not need money to think that something might be beautiful. And beauty can be free, but it's also how you feel about things. It's not just what you visually see. So beauty is something that you can feel for someone, or you can notice about someone, or the way you might behave towards someone. It might be a beautiful gesture. So if you're very kind to someone, or someone's kind to you, that might be very beautiful for you. Now, education, there are different ways of being educated, but if you can think and you can feel, that's a form of education too. And if you can think and feel and see things that you feel inside are beautiful, then in that form of education, then that can be beauty too.
What do you think that beauty is?
Beauty is what your perception of beauty is, how you personally, not what other people think, is beauty. Sometimes we're influenced by other people's ideas and thoughts, but I think beauty is about your own opinion and your feelings and your thoughts. Sometimes we get a bit confused because other people think things or say things and we feel that we should think or say them too. So it's important to have your opinion about it.
Some say that truth is beauty or beauty is truth. What do you think of their statement?
Well, I actually don't agree with this statement, Joyce. I don't think that truth is beauty and beauty is truth. In my experience, sometimes, although I think truth is very important, sometimes the truth is not beautiful. And some people don't like to hear the truth, but you have to tell them.
So you think sometimes the truth can't be beautiful, right?
I do think that sometimes the truth is not beautiful. Very important, but not beautiful.
Would you agree that if we think something is beautiful, then we would want everyone to agree with us?
You'd want everyone to agree with you. Yes, I do agree with that. For me, if I think something is beautiful, if I think a person is beautiful or a place is beautiful, something that I look at is beautiful, I would expect other people to find that beautiful as well. But surprisingly, we have different tastes, and sometimes somebody isn't interested in the things that you think are beautiful.
Why does beauty matter exactly?
For me, it matters because the world needs beautiful things to look at. You know, the world is a beautiful place, and it's important that we see the beauty in the world. If you take art out of the world, you take beauty out of the world, what you're left with, nobody wants to live there. You can have a city which is built, which is very practical, but is not beautiful. Nobody would have to live there.
Would the world be better off if everyone agreed on what is beauty?
I don't think it would. I think it's good that we all have different perceptions of what is beauty. I quite like the idea that we all have a different, place a different value on beauty, we all have different interests. I think it makes the world a more interesting place.
Beauty is me. Beauty is me.
Beauty is something that it stops you in your tracks. You'll see it and then it just sort of gives you a feeling like you just know it's beautiful.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's perceived by individuals. It's subjective. Okay, 60 kilograms or somebody who's 160 kilograms.
Beauty is probably Seven Swans by Sufjan Stevens. I think it's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever seen.
I think beauty is your inner confidence shining out.
Beauty is seems to be
I think beauty is different to every person, and in everyone's eyes it's different.
There are no universal standards of beauty, but there are universal standards of ugliness.
Beauty is something that each individual should treasure.
Beauty is finding the last blue M&M. Beauty is me.
The most beautiful part of the body is the eyes.
To me, it means how someone feels on the inside.
beauty. It's whatever you want it to be.
Famous inventors, famous sculptures, they consider symmetrical as being part of their creations, and that's obviously beauty to them.
Beauty is fading, and the more it fades, the more we as human beings wish to hold on to it, and inevitably we make beauty something quite ugly. And it's only because we misunderstand what beauty really is, and it's only because we misunderstand what beauty really is.
Beauty, it's whatever you want it to be.